What is up? Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Life podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. And today on the podcast, I have a super special guest, Heather Anderson. We met, I don't know, this has been like a year and a half, right?
Yeah. So. May 2024.
Yeah. It's been about a year and a half. And she's awesome. And she's a great coach, so I wanted to have her on here. We met at a Mind Pump coaching event in person, and then we've been connected online ever since, just chatting and staying connected and stuff. And so I'm like, hey, you should be on my podcast. And so here she is. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's an honor. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So how did you get into coaching?
Okay. So, I was a kid. I was about 5 years old, and I was like, okay, I know what I want to do. I want to teach. I mean, at 5, I knew I wanted to be a teacher.
That's awesome.
And that's all I ever wanted to do. So let's just fast forward. I'm in school. I'm taking a strength training class.
Really?
Which, as an aside, the professor is a colleague of mine, and I love her dearly. So
that's
I was
awesome.
blessed to be able to work with her later. But I was on the pec deck machine, and this little voice goes, you know what? You should be teaching this. And the other voice goes, no, you're here to teach literature so that, kids can, expand their horizons and learn about life through literature and all these grandiose things, right? And so I said, okay, you hush. I'm going to teach literature. So fast forward again. I am teaching in a public school, and it's horrific. It's not like it was when I went to school. But I went to school in the 80s and 90s. So, very different.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I couldn't do it. So, anyway, so I was pregnant my last year of teaching. So, hey, there's an out. And I stayed home with my daughter until she went to pre-K, because we have pre-K here. And we used to go to the Y, because it's right around the corner, and they have child watch. And I would take classes. I would go play around in the weight room and stuff like that. And I just had an epiphany that was like, hey, that little voice was right. You should be teaching this. That way you have an audience who wants to learn, who wants to be there, who wants to improve, versus one that is forced to sit in a chair, for 6-7 hours a day and listen to, somebody talk. So that's what I did. I became certified in water aerobics, personal training, and group classes. That was in 2007. So,
nice. Okay.
And, your typical trainer, pushing some of the worst ideas onto people, cardio first, then you can build muscle and build strength, right? No. I even get this, I'm so disappointed in myself. I even told people, listen, when it comes to the nutrition and diet part, you really just kind of have to brainwash yourself into eating better. That's not good advice, right? That's horrific. But that's what they teach you pretty much in your regular certifications.
Yep. Yeah.
So in 2015, I was looking for, can I mention the fitness podcast that I found?
Yeah. Mind Pump. Yes.
Sweet, yeah. So I found Mind Pump. I was doing a random search in 2015, found their first episode, and I was like, oh my gosh, these guys are hilarious. They're smart. Was hooked ever since. I did have a night job, and I would listen to the podcast and I'd take little notes all over, little Post-it notes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and I would say that in 2015, that's when my real, impactful work, as far as coaching people began. I learned so much from them. I learned the importance of, strength training. Exactly.
Yep.
So, it's that. And so ever since I feel I've been a better trainer and have served people better than I did, before that period. So that was 8 years before I found them, right? 2007 to 2015.
Like before them, like, was there anybody who was like well known in the space who was providing people with actionable, like the right way to do things? I don't know. Like, I probably
Yeah.
not.
Well,
Right?
and I had never really listened to fitness podcasts before. I was a talk radio kind of girl, so I would just listen to that while I was working at night, right? But then I found found the podcast world. I found comedy podcasts and stuff like that, and then I found them, and I was like, yeah.
It's a
But there
blend of
was
the
nobody else.
two.
Huh?
It's a blend of the two.
Yes, exactly. Back in the day, I'm not going to tell you what they were termed as or coined as, just in case they don't want that to resurface. But yeah, so yeah, that's my origin story, if you
That's
will.
awesome. That's awesome. And what made you decide, like, personal training? Was it the fact that you just enjoyed exercise and you were like, I get to teach people how to exercise and they actually want to be there?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. I
That's
loved
awesome.
it. It was my passion. I felt good, so it's like it's just a no-brainer. It's like that small voice. Listen, that small voice said that, right? Back in
Yep.
1999. So it's like I should have just, listened to it. And let that be a lesson to everyone. When your intuition tells you something, you should follow it. You really should.
Yeah, totally agree. It's funny because Mind Pump is like my origin story too. So, like,
Neat.
listening to them, I was like, oh my gosh, it helped me. And then I was like, I can do this. Like, I can coach part-time. And so then that's kind of how I ended up in this space. So that's cool. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
what was the biggest thing where you were like, whoa? Like, what was the biggest, I guess, mind, like piece of information that you took action on that like made you start to change how you coach people?
Oh, wow. The whole 2 to 3 full body workouts a week.
Mm,
I ran anabolic, like the the very first thing as soon as it was released. And that is, for the audience who might not know, it's 2 to 3 full body workouts a week with, compound moves, barbells, dumbbells. And that gave me like, and at the time I was also doing triathlons. So from 2013 to 2015, I was running
oh, that's
triathlons.
right.
Yeah. And I did anabolic while I was in my last season of triathlon. And I tell you, that was the best season I ever had. Now, I PR'd all over the place,
That's
won,
awesome.
but it takes so much time. And it really was taking a toll on my health. It was not, I would
Yeah.
say at the age, I was in the age group 40 to 44 at the time. At that age, I really think it pushed me into early menopause. I really do. Um, just too much activity, So, after running anabolic a couple of times, I was like, to heck with triathlon. I don't want to do that. I don't care how good it feels to get a medal. It's just, it still doesn't feel good, physically. And
Yeah.
it takes a whole lot of time. I mean, you have to,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Whereas
Yeah.
doing 2 to 3 full body workouts a week with compound moves, I mean, it's like an hour max. That's with warm up, and
Yep.
mobility. So it just, that's the main thing I took away, from that experience and, and from listening to them.
That's awesome. Yeah. When I started doing that, I was like, what? And so I was addicted to cardio for a long time because I
Mm.
played water polo in college, and I'm like, well, it's fun to like be in the pool for a couple hours and feel like you did all this stuff and be exhausted and then have to eat a bunch of food and
Yep.
yeah, so I've been there.
Yep.
And me trying like their programs, I was still doing too much when I was running anabolic, but I'm like, whoa, like this really works. And
Mhm.
um yeah, still doing too much, but eventually got down to just strength training too, and it made a huge impact on my health, my energy levels, my hormone
Yes.
profile. Like, it's
Mhm.
crazy how training properly can impact your health and all aspects.
Totally. Yeah.
So what got you into triathlon?
Well, my husband was doing it. He's not my husband anymore, but my husband at the time was doing it. And I was like, oh, this, I guess kind of like, oh, this should bring us closer together, he really didn't like me competing. I don't know why. Um, I don't know why. I don't know why he didn't, but so that's what made me start triathlon. Plus,
Okay.
I had run 5Ks and 10Ks before that. And I
Oh,
was really good
nice.
at running, although I loathed it. I mean, I hated running.
Really?
I still hate it, but
Oh,
it
I
was my
love
best
it.
discipline. Yeah, I love swimming and I love cycling. But the running, no one wins in the swim for one. And the cycling, I was just too slow. But the running, all good. But no, even though I hated it. So, and you shouldn't
That's
do something you
funny.
hate.
No,
Yeah.
no, yeah, definitely not. Unless it's strength training. Everybody should do some
Well,
form.
that's true. That's true. But here's the deal though. Like, so I'll take females either, 40 plus, and who don't have that experience. They take strength classes, right? Which is basically cardio with weights.
Yep.
God bless them. That's fine. If that gets you in the door, that's wonderful.
Hmm.
But they also, like, I've seen the same people go in and out those doors for years and they haven't changed.
Yeah.
But when I get one of them to try pure, just compound movements, they feel a power and a confidence that they just never thought that they had within them. And they love it, and they see that they see the light. They see how beneficial it is. So, I mean, that's changing. I can see that. I can see that it's really changing that. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's funny because like I'll have consultations or even just conversations with people who do that sort of stuff and like they feel like they're doing so much,
Mhm.
but then it's like they don't have much to show for it. But trying to convince them that like actually doing more intentional and less work, less time in the gym, it's like such a hard sell. But you would think like you're not seeing results right now. Like why not try this for like 2 months and see how it goes and then let me know after that how you feel and how your results are.
And I mean, always better, right?
Yep.
Are they learning that that's the way to go? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Once you do it, you understand. It
Yes.
falls into place.
You
So
just have to trust us.
exactly. Trust us, trust us, trust the process. And again, yeah, if they don't like it, they're not forced to do that forever. They don't have, they can just
Yeah.
go back to class. That's fine. You know?
Yeah. So how was the transition from cardio all the time to like pure strength training for you? What did you notice? Like what was the
Ah,
biggest change?
again, I mean, muscle that I did not have. I was super lean when I did triathlon. I also didn't eat very well doing triathlon. I was a fat adapted athlete.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, I didn't carb load and I never bonked, like all my, fellow competitors were like, having to do goo and stuff in the middle of a race. And I just like would go right through. Um, but, so, I could tell, especially towards the end, that it just wasn't the healthiest route. And I learned later, that was confirmed. So yeah, so I ran anabolic, and I just number one, I was just so much stronger. The muscle came on. I've always been a hard gainer and a scrawny little kid, and it just the muscle came back, it came on, the strength came on. It was less time, less time consuming. Like I said before, like triathlon takes hours. Any kind of
Yeah.
endurance athlete, it's
Oh
hours
yeah,
worth of
multiple
training.
trainings a day. Like my
Yeah,
dad did Ironmans and stuff and it was like twice a day every day he hit something. And I'm like, "What?"
yeah, yeah,
So, Yeah. So yeah, less time. So more time for your kiddo,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
I'm sure your energy improved,
Oh,
right?
totally. Yeah. Sleep
Mood.
was better. Mood. Yeah. Yeah, much better. Everything improved really.
That's awesome. And then it's cool that you've gone through it, because then you probably resonate more with that type of client who's like, I don't know, I don't believe you. And you can be like, look at me here
Yes.
and look at me after doing less. Like the transition, like crazy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've seen that photo. You've shared it on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm like, whoa, you just look so much healthier in that second photo. Um, so it's cool that you have that experience to share, and like I think that probably helps you help your clients better. It's like, look, I've been there. I understand, but
Yeah. I
trust me.
hope. I hope. Yeah. I hope.
Yeah.
Um, but then there's always the fear, because it was a myth that was propagated for so long that, oh, I'll get bulky. Well, then I'm like, look at me. Am I bulky? No.
No.
you're great soft muscle, defined, whatever, it's like, I'm not bulky. So, and you won't either. You won't get bulky either. I mean, I'm sure there are anomalies, that, just have good genetics, and, can build muscle like a drop of a hat, but we're not all that way. We
No.
females.
It takes a lot to build muscle, like in a good year. And this is like if you're probably on anabolic steroids and or haven't strength trained before, maybe you can build a pound a month.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. That's a big maybe.
Yeah. And muscle is like takes up less space. So even if you weigh the same but you have more muscle, you look leaner and fitter and quote unquote like toned.
Yes.
Um
Yes.
so the only way you'll be bulky as a woman is if you're on steroids, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. And females generally aren't. They're competitors if they are. You know.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah, so strength training will only benefit you.
yes. Yes. And I mean, beyond the aesthetics of it, I mean, just, you're
hmm
improving your bone, you're improving your joints, you're improving your mood,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
everything.
It's huge. Like um yesterday I was in a terrible mood, like really bad, like really down in the dumps, and I had
Oh,
a workout to do. And I was like, I don't want to do it. But I did it, and guess what? I felt better.
right?
Like exercise is medicine, proper exercise, I will say.
Yes.
Um but yeah, crazy. And if you haven't experienced it, it's hard to believe that that's a thing. But because I knew it was a thing, and I'm like, I'm a coach, I know, like I need to do the workout, I'll feel better.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, if you guys don't believe us, just try it out. Next time you feel bad, even just going on a walk outside or something, your mood
Yes.
will be lifted.
Totally. Yes. Yeah. I can't remember where we were the other day, but we were, inside most of the day. I was just kind of like, oh, I'm kind of tired, kind of listless. The sun was shining, went outside, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'm great now. We took a very tiny walk. I mean, 10 minutes, and it was just like, oh, I feel so much better. So, yeah, even any kind of movement, really.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's and I think part of why my mood was so bad is the weather outside, like it's been transitioning to winter in
Mm,
Utah. And I had not been outside all day, but the sun wasn't out either. So it's kind of two bad things. My fault there for sure. But and when it's cold, it's hard to go on a walk outside. I have an indoor treadmill,
right.
so.
Yeah, I feel very blessed to be where I am. I mean, I'm in Savannah, Georgia, and I mean, we have seasons, but our winter is not brutal. I mean, it snowed, I don't know, a couple of years ago for the first time in like 15 years,
Really?
and it was beautiful. It was wonderful. Yeah.
I do like the snow, but and usually Utah's pretty sunny. it's just when it's transitioning from like that, like kind of fall, the 2 weeks of fall into winter, it's kind of less sunny and it's like, you're getting some storms and things. But
Yeah.
yeah, but like I'm from California and so you have the sun most of
Okay.
the time too. And so it's different. I need one of those like lamps that, has the rays for the sun just for right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
That would be a good fix. Yeah.
yeah,
Totally.
yeah. Um, but anyway, so you said, so back to how you used to coach people, you were saying like you would say like brainwash yourself into making better food decisions. What do you say now? Like what are your tips now when it comes to nutrition?
Oh, I'm so embarrassed by saying that at all. But
No, it's okay. I've done like when I first got into health and fitness, like I was telling everybody like carbs are really bad for you. Like,
yes.
so we've all been there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
don't feel bad. Like
Yeah.
the good coaches, the honest ones, like all of us have made those mistakes. But the honest ones are the ones who say that and they explain why they used to think that and why now they know better.
Yeah. Yeah. And it really boils down to self-experimentation. And you try everything and
Yep,
you don't know what you don't know and you find out, after doing that. So,
that's
and
true.
that's the same with my clients. Like they don't know what they don't know, but and once I impress upon them, okay, listen, you got to get your protein and fiber in. Try to get it in at every meal. Yeah, that's just those two are pure gold. Number one, they're satiating. Number
Yep.
two, they're very nutritious. They'll help you with rebuilding bone and other tissue and muscle. And then the fiber is good for your gut and your GI system. So that's pretty much what I try to impress upon them now. So
That's
and
awesome.
and also like a lot of people, especially women 40 plus, are like, oh well, I fast every day, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
that's not ideal either, especially if it's on a day that you're lifting weights or you're working out with me or working out on your own. You need that fuel
Mm-hmm.
to fuel your workout and fuel the recovery and the rebuild.
Yeah.
You can't fast the day after either. So hey, how about not fast at all? you know, I mean,
Yes, totally agree.
unless that's a spiritual practice, which
Yes.
and I fasted 72 hours before, and it was, I mean, might not have been a real spiritual practice, but I felt some things that I had never felt before. So I'll just put it that way. Like I remember it was like hour 68. I was like, ooh, my bottom lip is tingling. It's just weird. So I don't know.
Thankfully, I used to fast too. I thought a lot of things. I've done the no carb, low carb sort of thing too. And man, it just feels so much better to eat carbs, like
Yeah.
physically and like to fuel your body properly. That when because I think part of it too is like people go from like eating crap all day to just eating less of the crap. And so when they
Yeah.
fast, right, you have less time to eat the things that don't agree with you. And so people start to try to, well, they feel a little bit better because they have a longer period without eating the crap, but their energy levels are still low, and probably more low because they're not eating enough food
Yeah.
to fuel anything. And yeah, so I've dealt with that a lot as well. And I like the protein and fiber. Really, those two things are key for most people. You
Yes.
focus on those two things, your body composition's going to improve, digestion's going to
Totally.
improve, energy levels, mood, just sleep. Sleep too. People are shocked when they start eating more protein and fiber. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely better than telling someone to brainwash themselves to make better choices. So,
Well, honestly, that's not that bad of advice because sometimes at the beginning it is really a hurdle for people,
yeah, true.
right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
you do kind of have to trick yourself into eating these healthier things. But while you're doing that, try to make connections to those foods, like how you feel when you're eating more of those healthier foods that you're not used to. Because
Yes.
then that's what solidifies it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I love pie. I love pie. I can eat probably like half a pie in a sitting if I wanted to, but I feel really bad after I do that, so I don't do
Probably, right?
that.
Oof.
Yeah. Right? Yeah,
Oh, the
distension, or
double
just
livers.
like the amount of like calories and refined carbohydrates in there, just like low energy digestive issues probably. So it's
Yeah.
like, and I've done that, so that's why I know. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. We all our experiences really help us, coach better. They really.
Yeah. Yeah, and so sometimes too, like what I've noticed is I have some clients who used to be like athletes or used to be active, and those are a little bit easier to coach because they know what it feels like to feel good and to have energy and to be strong and athletic in some way. But the ones that it's harder to sell on those things is they don't know what it feels like when you do make those changes. Um so it's a challenge. Like, do you have a lot of clients like that, or what do you do to help those type of clients?
I do have quite a few that are like that. That have just they've just eaten whatever their whole lives, and they just don't. Um, yeah, and then they don't make the connection that's why they have no energy. That's why they sleep poorly. That's why they have skin issues. A whole host of things. Um, but yeah, but then once they do start eating fewer processed foods, and I like to ask people to add things in. It's like, yeah, okay, well, if you eat that bag of chips, okay, but hey, can you also eat this bowl of fruit? Add this fruit in once a day, at least. It's because, and that's another thing too, like I try to get them to not frame it as I can't have those foods. It's just a new way of eating and a new way of thinking about it. And therefore, they have to say, I don't eat those foods. But in the meantime, just add something good on top of
Yep.
that, whatever you're eating now.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I try to, because sometimes I'll explain like why too. Like, it's like, why are we doing this? Like, this is, I want to lose the weight now. Like, I want to make changes now. Like, I want to start tracking everything. And I'm like, yeah, we can totally do that, but you don't need to. And this is why this way is better, and you'll be able to sustain it, which is the key, because these habits need to last your life. The rest of your life, you need to build a lifestyle that supports these goals that you have. And if you try to restrict everything, when you do get access to those foods that you can't have, quote unquote, you're going to probably overindulge and
Yeah.
spiral. Because
Yeah.
I used to
Totally.
do that.
Yeah. Same. Yep. Yep. That's a common, pitfall.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So what has been new for you, like on your health journey? So full-time strength trainer now.
Mhm. Yep. That, and well, I have found a great doctor in my area. Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So he's Dr. John Bennett. This is Savannah, Georgia. He's all in person. Coastal Age Management. He has a
Awesome.
great team. His wife, Kat, runs the office. Tara's the medical assistant. I mean, and all three of them I can contact at any time with any
That's
question.
amazing.
So he's been really helping me. I'm postmenopausal. So he's been really helping me, like, get my life back, really, which is something you have to do after,
Oh
either
yeah.
in perimenopause and during and after. So he's been helping me with that. But not only that, okay, so like he is, your traditional internal medicine allopathic doctor, but he also approaches it with functional medicine and he approaches it with root cause medicine. And then he does hormone replacement therapy. So he combines that with really just like really targeted to the individual. So it's precision medicine, if you will, which is something that every individual is different, and you really have to look at that individual's symptoms and labs and everything and their lifestyle,
Yes.
and really try to address on an individual need. So I've been working with him for almost 2 years now, about a year and a half. I have an autoimmune disorder that I got in 2019 is when I first noticed it.
Oh, wow.
It's called alopecia areata, and it's where chunks of hair fall out, like
Oh, my
quarter
goodness.
size. And it was funny because I had always had like big, thick, curly, wavy, hair that would be an afro if you let it, and I would always complain about it my whole life. And now I would give anything to have that kind of hair back, because I've lost so much due to that disease. So back to my doctor. We did a GI map, and there are things that were uncovered in that GI map test that are related to alopecia areata.
That's
So
awesome that
so
you
we're
guys
we're addressing
pinpointed
that, right?
it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of autoimmune conditions. Well, one, it's crazy, but it's autoimmune conditions in general are more common in women.
yeah,
And I think most issues I've noticed, just coaching in life, whatever, are caused from stress. Um, and stress and the gut, oh man, they don't clash well together. So
right.
that makes sense that that's how it was connected. I noticed like a lot of people, autoimmune conditions do like poor gut health in some way. Like, so I'm glad that you guys went that route and you're figuring out how to solve that. What did,
Yeah.
if you don't mind me asking, like what specifically was like the biggest thing with your GI map? What was the biggest thing uncovered?
So I have it's hard to say, Diantomoeba fragilis, which is a bad microbe, basically, just essentially. I have that was found. I had that present, and some bile acid dysregulation,
Mm,
and then I needed more short chain fatty acids. I needed more good microbes. So I'm working on that with diet, as well as some supplements and stuff. So,
yeah,
and
makes
he,
sense.
yeah, and and I can ask him any question at any time, like hey,
That's awesome.
this, and he'll get back with me or call me back. So yeah, that's one thing that we're working on right now, as well as my hormones, which my hormones have, the levels I'm taking now seem to, are good. They're good for me.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah, and
yeah,
that takes time to dial in
it does.
because were you on hormone replacement during perimenopause and menopause
Um,
too?
no, I didn't start hormone replacement therapy until, oh goodness, maybe 4 years ago. So like maybe 2021, 2022. And I went the pellet route. And being an active person, you
It's
burn through
not good.
those. Yeah, exactly. So it was, yeah, not good, to say the least. Um, so, and then, I just kind of, I just found him. Oh, actually, no, I didn't find him randomly. Um, I found him. I was at a chiropractor's open house, and there was an
Oh,
IV person there who said, "Hey, I know this great hormone replacement doctor," and and it was Dr. Bennett, who I'm using now,
that's awesome.
and yeah, so just happenstance, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I give him a call. Had an almost 2 hour consultation. you know
Wow,
yeah,
that's
I mean, it's
crazy.
it's it's you know I'm prop it's probably more like an hour, but it was so involved. It probably felt like 2 hours. So I'll say that. But yeah, that's how I found this route too. So I do estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then those hormones too, like having an imbalance in those can cause gut issues.
Yep.
So I don't know so you were diagnosed 2019. When did you like finish menopause, or was that during the menopause, like kind of transition?
I didn't get, it was probably, I'm trying to think of when I had the first labs run to see, because I wasn't having a period, but I also was on a Mirena, which, usually don't have periods.
Yes.
Um, so I had labs done probably 2021, 2022, and they were all like, it was very close to zero. Every level was close to zero. And this was tested by my regular gynecologist. And, she didn't say, hey, let's, do this or do that. So I had to go elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, I'm wondering, because oftentimes too, like just that hormone transition is so stressful on the body that people will develop some type of autoimmune condition or gut
Yeah.
issue that triggers an autoimmune condition or something. So anyway, sorry, just my
Yeah,
brain's
no,
turning.
for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
That does make sense. Yeah. So,
Well, I'm glad you found him because it's really hard to get good care.
yeah.
Like like precision, like individualized care on that level. Like there's a lot of hormone replacements in Utah, or hormone replacement clinics or med spas that don't do it very properly, or give you the same dose, or don't retest your hormones to make sure the dose they gave you is good. So anyway, glad you found him.
Yeah, we test like every 3 months. We visit every 3 months.
That's awesome. Too. That's great. Yep. That's how it should be. You should be testing every 3 months, especially if you're on hormone replacement. Like it's important to make sure, because things can happen where you might need more or you might need less, and so you need to be able to adjust it. Yep. Cool. That's great.
Totally.
So I know we have a hard cutoff, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but what would you like to leave the audience with?
Well, I would, back to the hormone replacement therapy. That is wonderful. It does work and it does help. However, you really need, I have a saying, all right. HRT loads the gun, lifestyle pulls the trigger. And
it's so true.
One. Yeah. But, and it is true. You have to have everything together. You have to have the replacement therapy. You have to have the sleep habits. You have to have the, good diet, ways to relieve stress. You can't just expect hormones to fix everything. It really does it takes everything. It takes lifestyle changes along with it. So, and that's strength training, number one. Number one, because those hormones help you, avoid osteoporosis. That's and heart disease to an extent too, and joint degradation. But
brain health too.
Yeah,
cognitive function, like literally everything. They're so important for.
Right, but guess what else is important for all that?
Strength training.
Yeah, sleep. Proper nutrition, proper fueling. Just fueling in general, which, the diet culture, is, kind of, so. But yeah, that's the main thing I want to say, to all you ladies who have not gone through it yet, who are going through it, who, are past it like I am. And it takes all the things to, it loads the trigger, but it's your lifestyle that pulls it. It loads the gun, but it's your lifestyle that pulls the trigger.
Yes. And I've heard a similar saying. It's like genetics loads the gun, but the lifestyle pulls the trigger, because if you are doing these healthy habits that you were talking about, the sleep, the stress management, the diet, the strength training, then you might have some condition, but it's not going to be as bad, or you might not even experience symptoms if you're prioritizing the basics.
Yeah. Genetically, and that is where I stole that saying from. Is I just changed it from genetics to HRT.
But it's true.
But
it's true.
I'm a prime example. I come from a long line. Well, not a long line, but my parents, at least, and a couple of their parents. Maybe not my great grandparents, but who, their lifestyle was awful. And so, genetically speaking, I should probably be a mess, but I'm not because of my lifestyle. And it does. Genetics loads the gun, but it's a lifestyle that's going to make it manifest.
Yep.
Or not manifest.
Yep. Well, I love that. That's a great way to end the episode. So where can our audience find you?
So I'm on Facebook, Heather Anderson. I also have Heather J. Anderson personal trainer page and Holistic Heather LLC Facebook page. I'm on Instagram at hgen9. I have a website, fitforallphases.com. And I'm on TikTok.
Nice.
But not very active.
Yeah, I kind of dropped off of that one. I can't seem to do that one.
Me neither. I don't know. There's just too much you have to do.
Yeah.
It's very involved.
Yep.
But yeah, those are the places you can find me.
Cool. I will link those in the show notes.
Awesome,
and
thanks.
Thank you guys for listening. If you made it to the end of the episode, if you could share it, tag us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and just tell us what your biggest takeaway was. That'd be awesome. And if you've enjoyed the episode, if you could rate the show or subscribe, that just helps us get this information in front of more people and debunk the crap that's out there. So thank you for listening. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you for having